It's a hot summer day, it's no fun, but the heat gave me an idea for a painting. Sometimes it's good to come up with a title for a painting and then do the painting as a follow-through. So I had an idea due to the extreme heat. Here it's the summer, it's hot, what are you going to do? But let's paint. So my idea today is heat wave, and I have a bunch of hot colors picked out, red, orange, yellow, all warm, hot colors. It's going to be fun. And what I'm going to do after I do the pour is I'm going to take it outside and put it in the sun. It's going to create some texture. And keeping with the theme of heat, I love texture on my paintings, and I'll show you that towards the end. But now I'm going to talk to you about what I'm painting on today. This is a canvas. You probably have some of these laying around that you've poured on and it didn't quite work out, or maybe you were testing out some techniques. This is a nice pretty lavender. It's kind of grayish. It's something I swiped and I thought, well, I'm just going to leave it. As an example, you can paint over these things. Now, I'm not going to obscure it. I'm going to add to it. I want some of this lavender to show through. So this is an idea that you can keep in mind with all these canvases that you have around that are kind of okay, but kind of not quite a finished painting. So I'm going to start with a nice wavy swipe using all my different colors. Again, I will list the colors that I'm using in the description below if you want to recreate this same thing. Use some sort of opposing background color. If your background color is too similar, then it's not going to show through. My lavender is kind of opposite of these warm colors. It's a cool. So here we go with the pour. Okay, now I'm doing some gentle swiping to mix some of these colors, but I'm also making sure that I leave some of my pretty lavender background here that'll show up. In this situation, I want to make sure I have plenty of paint, because when I take this out in the sun for it to crack, a lot of paint cracks. If it's too thin, it won't crack as much. So we're going for a fun crackle look today. We'll see how it does. You never know. As with all pour paintings, you never really know. Gentle swiping, and I'm going to finish it off with real quick stripe of black. If you move quickly, it won't get too heavy. It's easy to get too much. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's head outside.
There.
Oh no, oh my God. My stuff blew away. We just have to go get...
Okay, what do you want to do?
that?
No, I can't believe that.
I cannot
Why don't,
believe-
here, let me get, I'm going to get this table.
Okay.
This will be fine. If we get some paint on this table, it's no big deal.
Yeah, okay.
It's like Southwest Texas, you know?
Get a new trash bag.
I can get a new trash bag.
Get out of the bathroom here.
I
Just
can
set
do
it
that.
down.
I'm not sure this is level.
Okay, I'm out in the sun. It's nice and hot out. I'm going to let this painting stay in the sun for about an hour. And what's going to happen, it's going to crack on top. If you don't want your paintings to crack, then you don't want to speed up drying. When you when you put something out in the sun or put any heat against it, the top dries first and the underneath stays wet, and it creates pressure and it splits open. It's just like when you bake a cake in the oven, the top will dry out first, and or at least when I bake a cake, it'll split. So we're going for some intentional cracks here because I love texture, and we're gonna see what this looks like in about an hour. Okay, this painting's been outside for a little over an hour. It's not quite 100% dry, but it's almost dry, and it's doing exactly what I was hoping it would do. And so let's come in close and take a look. I want to show you some of these cracks. You can see right up here, what the cracks did was when the top layer split open, it exposed the color underneath. So what you're seeing here is some gold paint underneath the red, and it's really a nice contrast. And if you come over here, it's kind of an orange paint that's split open. The orange is underneath, and you're seeing the top color is darker. And then if you go back here, it was white paint that was being exposed against the red on top. So it did what I wanted to do. It kind of reminds me of a big lava flow. And I can bring it in now, or I can let it continue to dry. It'll probably continue to crack a little bit more, but it's probably done about 7/8 of what it's going to do. So there are 2 points that I want to drive home with this video. Number one is don't be afraid to paint over an existing painting. And you don't have to obliterate the first layer. What I did was I left some of the original layer showing, so you have some nice lavender peeking through on this against this hot red and purpley kind of a hot lava flow. So I like the contrast. And also when you have a first layer and a second layer and maybe even a third layer later on if you want, your painting is building a history. I like paintings that have a history instead of just one layer. My favorite paintings also have texture on it, and that's the other point I wanted to make. Don't be afraid of texture. A lot of beginning painters think that they should be perfectly smooth, and they go, oh my God, there's a little speck sticking up. I love texture. My favorite paintings have texture on them. So those are the 2 things that I wanted to impart to you in today's video. And when it's hot, stay hydrated. If you would like to try my Happy Medium paint ready to pour, it's my own line of paint. It's ready to pour. I have the colors listed in the description below. There's a link below also. It's happymedium.fun if you want to go there and try it. You can do this exact painting yourself, and I also have a link to my Amazon shopping page, which has all my favorite paint pouring supplies. It's always updated. And there are other links below, including if you would like to help support my channel, there's a PayPal link. We have merchandise at paintpouringpeople.com. Also, be sure and join my Facebook group, Paint Pouring People. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that little bell so you'll be notified of new videos. So stay cool, check it out, and I hope you'll give this a try. Stay hydrated, like I said, and we'll see you next time.